Alright, so let's go ahead and head into our lesson relation manager in here. So in here, what we actually want to go ahead and do is I want to just remove this in here. And then let's go ahead and first and foremost create a select component in here where we are basically specifying the contentable type. I want to make sure we import the model. So in this case, text model, and then we want to import the video model. Then we need to obviously import this set one here from filament form set. So basically what we're doing in here is we're specifying what model we want to use. Then secondly, we want to have the contentable ID, which is going to be just labeled content ID. We also want to make sure in here that we are providing the options. And in here we just want to have the callable get. So in here we're basically retrieving the ID of the model class, and then we are basically providing the ID to be specified as value as well. So when the user essentially type in the ID of the model that you want to use from the search from the text or the video model, you'll be able to use that there. Outside of that, we want to make sure we have reactive set on, and then we want to have a visible function here where it's only showing if contentable type has been selected. And with that sorted, what we also want to make sure we have is in here a text input, and I'm going to allow the user to specify the order. However, I do want to set a default in here, so we calculate the default for the user for where the order should be, and it should have lesson ID in here, which is going to be this get relationship, get parent ID. And then we want to have the maximum order, and we want to grab that from the lesson content where lesson ID is the same. Then we want to pass through the order here, and inside lesson contents we did provide a lesson ID as well, which is perfect. Then outside of that, I just want to return is no max order, and then 1 if it isn't set, or we will increment it by 1 if it is set to, for example, let's say order number 5. So that should basically cover everything in there. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that would look. So I've gone ahead and headed into the contents form here. In here we should now see that we have the maximum order of 1 because we only have one singular, we have 0 basically selected. There's 0 lesson contents. So I'm going to go ahead and select the video model. We can now select the video that we already created and should be able to just create this. And as you can see now, we have this one here. So the other thing I want to go ahead and make sure of before we end this video is essentially just to be able to organize this reorderable. Basically, want to make it this reorderable by the order column, like that. So if I go in now and we had more than one, we could drag and drop it, and it would automatically update the order ID in here. So let's go ahead and try to add a text-based model in here. And if you go ahead now, we could drag and drop it as we like. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we're going to be looking at adding filters and adding some more table columns in here so that it looks a bit nicer. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button as well.